Chris Sutton, I'm 26 years old and I'm an experimental psychologist. I work at the Defence Science and Technology Organisation. I work in the Air Operations Division, which focuses on the human aspects of flight. The area of experimental psychology I work in is called human factors, and human factors people look at pretty much the interface between humans and machines and design machines to better fit humans rather than vice versa. The work I do in the night vision lab is designed primarily to help helicopter pilots. We test visual acuity using night vision goggles, which is state-of-the-art technology. Flight with night vision is very high risk and very difficult to do, and so we do work to make sure that the night vision systems are as safe and as accurate as possible for the pilots. We can simulate starlight, moonlight, daylight, different lighting levels like that, and we get people to look at different charts, visual charts. Sometimes they'll be looking at actual helicopters and trying to judge the distance. The person we were testing presses the button to indicate whether he can see whether the helicopter is moving or not during a very brief period of time. We're looking to see whether helicopters that are flying in formation are drifting closer together or not, and whether people can tell that using night vision goggles. We want to know the limits of the night vision goggles, how far we can push them in the military context. We're thinking about changing certain aspects of an aircraft. We want to see how that's going to actually affect the pilot's performance before they go and fly them. So we get pilots to come along and they fly the simulator, and basically we're watching their performance, recording a whole heap of aspects of it to see how it goes. Well, once we get the information, psychologists do everything from redesigning a seat so that a person can better see displays and control panels. They can design goggles to be more ergonomic so that they're weighted better on the person's head. They can design instrumentation so that it's more readily accessible to the person. It can definitely be a fun job. I get to play with some fantastic toys. It was probably in year 10 when I first became interested in psychology, because we had a guest speaker come and talk to us about careers in psychology at high school. And the following year I took it up as a VCE subject. And then I studied commerce and arts at the University of Melbourne. Following that, I also did an honours degree in psychology, and then I came here. When I first applied for this job, I didn't get called back. I didn't get to the first round or anything. But I kept looking at it, and 6 months later when another position came up, I applied and got straight through. So basically my advice to anyone who wants to get into this sort of work is, don't take the rejection too harshly. Keep trying and you'll probably get in. I did know there were civilian jobs in the Defence Department, but I wasn't sure exactly what they did, and I didn't think that they would interest me. Yeah, there's a huge number of civilian jobs and a huge variety of things you can do as well. The Pacific Link exercise, we have an Australian team of air battle managers and we have an American team of pilots who together are running simulated missions, and we use this to have a look at how, distributed coalition forces perform when they're learning in different locations. For example, we can have mission commanders here and we can have pilots flying in the US under direct control of our air battle managers. For this sort of job, you need attention to detail, you need research skills, and you need teamwork skills. I think the work I do contributes to the capability of our defence forces, and in as much helps with the defence of Australia. Yeah, I love my job.